It does seem to me there are two really twin problems here, one of addiction and one of overdose. Now, the Biden administration is doing things here. They just announced a set of policies that focus on harm reduction. I know it's always tricky, government, because they can get whipsawed so easily. How do you evaluate the administration's response to the problem?
My view is that they're actually, for the first time, the issue of harm reduction practices, expanding harm reduction has been put as one of the pillars for addressing the overdose crisis. And it does make very much sense because, as as Keith was mentioning it, there are two strategies that are the most powerful to actually address the opioid overdoses: treatment of people, and then the reversal with naloxone.
Yeah.
But not everybody is ready for treatment. And so if we are so categorical as said, we do not care about that, are not ready for treatment, we're opening that door for them to be at high risk of overdosing and dying. So the administration is realizing that practices, expanding naloxone, providing tests that can allow the person to test if the drug they are going to administer has fentanyl or not, providing places where they can go safely to inject themselves so that if they overdose, someone can actually protect them, access to syringe exchange programs. All of them, particularly syringe exchange, naloxone, and treatment, have shown the tremendous amount of benefit. And we're now doing research to optimize what are the conditions to which these safe injection sites can be valuable for protecting people. But it is clear that deployment of more than one intervention is what is necessary. And it is clear that not every one thing fits for every one person or community. And so we need to find the models that are going to be optimally able to actually create an impact at the individual and population level.
As a reporter, I don't comment on policies. I cover people like Nora.
Yeah.
As a citizen of the country, I am very grateful that harm reduction is moving to the fore. And it really is moving to the fore in the Biden administration. Think back not very many years when handing out fentanyl test strips was considered untouchable.
Explain what those are for a second, Lenny.
These are strips you can use to test your illicit drug supply to see how much of it is fentanyl.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to touch that. It was a third rail. Think about syringe exchange and its history. It was extremely controversial. People said, you will encourage drug use if you give people clean needles.
Right.
These are things that we now do routinely around the country. Why do we do them? Because 106,000 people died of overdoses last year. And in certain communities, that people are dropping like flies. And we need to do something until we find a better way to bring those numbers down. So I am grateful as a person, not a Washington Post reporter, that harm reduction has become as prominent as it has.